Let's talk a little bit, if I could. I think since we have last shared a few minutes here on Community Focus, you're aware that the Common Council of the City of Stevens Point passed a resolution going formally on record. It was a unanimous vote, which I am pleased to report, where the City Council said we are opposed to the proposed cuts to the University of Wisconsin system, and we request as a city that the full legislature fund the University of Wisconsin system as funded. Recommendations came from the Board of Regents, formally going on record supporting the UW-Stevens Point for a variety of reasons we discussed on our last Community Focus program, well reported in area media. The UW-Stevens Point is a key economic engine that's so important to the central Wisconsin economy, and the proposed cuts coming from Madison are clearly going to have a devastating impact long-term on the university, not only here in Stevens Point, but statewide. Another area that I think the city needs to take a look at as we work in partnership with the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point is this proposed change in governance that many of you are aware of, where more autonomy, quote-unquote, would be given to the universities to basically govern themselves free of the state legislature. Now, it's an interesting idea. What was also interesting is recently hundreds of professors throughout the university system went on record asking for basically that nothing be done for 2 years and that this governance model be studied. They claim, and I think on the face of it, with some study, there is no evidence to support that a change in governance is really going to improve the system. I think when you have so many professors of economics and other planning areas openly questioning if there really is going to be an improvement to our entire state of Wisconsin university system, arguing to slow down, that there is no plan for implementation if the state legislature approves this significant governance change, and it's an important matter that we need to be aware of, and I would certainly agree with them. Let's slow down. Let's do some analysis. Let's do our due diligence statewide to make sure that long-term, for the decades ahead, that this action, moving so quickly at this moment in time, doesn't really inflict more damage than it helps the university system. So it's another example of where I think the state could use a little advanced strategic planning, do a little time, and say, well, we don't know if this is really going to work when you look at some other states that have done similar things, transferring the governance of the university system back to the local schools, and it didn't work that well in a number of other states. So I think it's realistic to support those professors statewide who have said, let's stop, let's study this, let's make sure that we have a plan of action and not just an idea for altering governance.